No prologue tonight, just because we're missing two guys. Um, yeah, I figure we'll travel further into the wilds, get people caught up, get Andrew caught up from last week, um, and then we'll reveal some more items. I'm just excited. It's like giving people gifts at Christmas that I'm too excited to withhold them. And you're traveling through a dangerous place, so you're never going to be like, yeah, let me stop and long rest so I can look at all of these items and identify them. So we're just going to do
Oh,
some of that today. And I already gave Billy another one when he told me that he wasn't going to be here. So it's only fair that you guys get more too.
oh yeah.
Trent or Donovan, would either of you like to recap from last week? Many
Um,
things and very few things happened.
I think it's all this is Donovan, it's all you. I feel like I'm so bad at like keeping it this straight because my notes they get really sloppy and then usually I'm always with it. I'm focused, but like I'm doodling. Like I've drawn so many doodles of elephants just because of the presence of elephants in our story that it's like my notes are not. It takes a while to decipher them, so it's not very good for a nice.
It's a thing for elephants. Trent
I
texted me yesterday and he's like, "Hey, I have to leave early. Do you think there's something that Vern could do like in my absence, like just like stay outside and wait with the elephants or something?" As a direct quote from his text
Yes,
yesterday, predating all of these things.
Vern would love that.
Perfect.
um
Okay.
honestly I feel like not a lot happened. We had a lot of technical issues.
Mm,
We Barlow showed up late, and then we left early. So it was a very short session. We did item management. We did a short rest
okay.
during which we all identified an item. Something else happened. I don't know if it was like a conversation with. I think somebody looked at Peep Up for a bit. I'm gonna say Teth. Teth cast a
Yeah,
spell
Teth
on
scanned
him.
it. Mm.
And then we went into the wilds,
What
and
spell? Do you remember?
it was not restoration. It was a niche spell. It was not lesser restoration or greater restoration.
I think he actually just made a medicine check and rolled a 20. I
Hmm.
think that was what it was. And he just scanned him for like curses, maybe. Detect curse? Or did he scan
I
for
think
curses
I
something?
think you're
'Cause I remember him making a
there.
medicine check and being surprised with the roll,
There are
but I
two
don't know
things
if
that
it
there are
was a
two things
spell.
that happen as far as medicine goes. One of them was on Vern and Urzak once they get into the wilds, and one of them was
Mm-hmm.
with Peepup. I want to look at test character sheet. He cast a spell at some point. Um, regardless, uh, we went to the wilds, and it is. Man, I don't know how to explain.
Sand sharks or dolphins or something.
A weird
What is
place.
that? I was trying to explain the wilds. It's almost like I don't want to say like the upside down because we kind of already have a thing for that, but it's like everything was weird about it.
It was like the Fey realm.
Yeah.
Uh, so this is a question that I eventually want to ask everybody. But Trent and Donovan, what do you guys think the wilds looks like?
Ah,
Because I didn't write anything down visually. I just wanted to like have crazy shit happen and see like have it manifest in your brain. What do you guys think it looks like physically? Is it dark? Is it light? Is it like great? Like,
Uh,
what does it look like to you guys?
well, I imagine it's like Fallout because it's almost exact.
Mm.
Like I imagine just like nuclear wasteland. So like I imagine just like barren, like post-apocalyptic, like wasteland.
mhm. I So I know that is what it should be because I've seen the map. We've talked about it. I get like historically speaking, this is where like the war was fought, right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of destruction. When I hear the word wilds, though, I typically think of like jungles and like that, and so I know it's not. There's nothing lush happening here in this wasteland, but I do sort of picture that because of I don't know residual magic and destruction, like strange species of things have started sprouting up. So I guess it is kind of like Fallout then, right? Like more like mutated versions of the stuff we used to know. So I imagine it a little more dense. Like it's not just barren with rubble, but like there are strange like viney plants and stuff coming up. Uh, that's kind of what I've been picturing.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically all that happened. Vern and Urzak got a brain poison. Teth
Brain
identified
poison.
poison at the base of their brain stem
Okay.
that was making them hallucinate.
Because they were inside the thing.
Mm, yeah.
No, it
Oh,
uh,
no.
I guess you guys wouldn't know this. It did manifest from the wilds. It was not from being inside the ooze.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew that. Yeah. I thought you meant in the wilds. Yeah.
In the
Gotcha. Yeah.
wilds.
But yeah, and we have
Cool.
a. I have a cool eyeball that can blast a lot of cool stuff, but it does cost one eyeball. So Vern is mulling over, looking at his lost arm, and thinking like, what's an eye really? But he
Mhm.
doesn't know if he should deliberately go out of his way to get rid of it, or just kind of
Just go
put
full
himself into
cyborg.
dangerous situations. Yes, yes.
It makes me think of I don't know if you guys ever played of course now I can't uh think about the name of it, but the game, the vault hunting game with Handsome Jack and the
Oh yeah, yeah.
Borderlands.
Borderlands.
Borderlands, yeah, the Borderlands 2 where you can play as Wilhelm, the guy that's half man, half machine, and
Hmm.
like every if you reach a certain point in the skill tree, your body just you replace your whole body with machinery. That could be Vern.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Vern, you're a warforged in the making, Vern. Just keep
I
your
just
heart in
start
the
to
jar.
I start to idolize Teth more and more until eventually we just have two Teths in the party. It's like, wait a second.
Teth becomes a deity and you worship him.
What's really funny is that Teth was talking about taking and holding Vern's body part inside of himself. So like, if like Teth starts becoming more human and Vern starts becoming
Just
more
reversed.
robot, yeah.
Oh, that's
Uh,
good.
so let's start out. Just because I don't have a valid story reason to do this, and I don't want to take the time to put you guys out of your way to find one. Go ahead and pick another item, and let's just do this right away.
Mm.
I need to look back. I got a weird list.
One of yours is slightly retconned, Urzak. It's the same basic thing. It just looks different than the description that I gave you. I have pictures of everything, like all of the
Mhm.
lists that Andrew wrote down.
I got some gold.
Uh,
I got some golden teeth. We can start building more Vern.
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, Urzak has golden teeth, a
I am
breastplate, and a camera,
in my head with the
and a
golden
candle.
teeth. When you first announced the golden teeth, I pictured like since Zapdos can like shape around things, he just shapes around these giant golden dentures. Yeah.
Birds with teeth.
Love.
Yes, yes.
I
uh,
guess. I guess I will look at the camera thing.
okay. What about you, Vern?
I don't know. Um, I kind of want to just because above game, Donnie recognized what this object was, and I above game also like don't know what it is, just like Vern doesn't. I want to look at this rubber band ball of metal.
Okay.
Rubber band.
It was Michael. I'm sorry, it was my brother who recognized what it was.
Yep.
But
Oh, okay, okay.
I've since then built a character the Barl asked me to build, and saw that item, and now know what that item is.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool item. All right, Urzak, your camera is in your inventory. You're looking for a daguerreotype.
Can't say that.
It's spelled like a crazy thing. It's like 13 letters long. Burn. And Brackle, what about you?
I'll just go down the list. I'll do the abjuration chest.
We opened that for you last week
Okay.
I thought we okay.
because it
I thought
it
we had
wasn't locked.
opened just the money, and there was still other
the
stuff in
the
that.
only thing that was in there, actually, you know what? I have a
Also, I
I have a
think I have.
document with this.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how much money Andrew got.
Yeah, I'm
Unless you added it,
poor in
Barlos.
quotes right now.
Oh, there was one other thing in there. So yeah, Brackle, you can choose. It had 5 sapphires inside, and some gold and some platinum, and we totaled
Mhm.
that up. So Donovan can get you that
Yeah,
totalized
I got him
separately.
here.
Go ahead with that really quickly.
All right, Andrew, you ready?
Mhm.
You get 156 platinum pieces.
Okay.
Excuse me. 1,417 gold.
Okay.
5,410 silver pieces,
Oh, hold on. That was an EP. 5410.
and then 213 copper.
Beautiful. I'm not poor anymore.
Yeah,
I
we're rich
mean,
as fuck.
technically, I never was poor, but I still had like 460 gold.
And then the only other thing in that chest, Andrew,
Mhm.
is it's a broom that is bent in half on a hinge. So it's a
Did you say a
collapsible
broom?
broom. Broom.
Broom.
Sweep,
Okay.
sweep.
BROOM. I'm guessing I know what it is, but
All right, Vern, your steel bands of binding are added to your character sheet, your
Steel
inventory.
bands of binding.
And I'm not going to count the chest as a thing, Brackle. You can choose a different item if you want.
okay. Then I will choose the transmutation long gem.
Okay. To remember what the name of that is. Hmm.
Telling me it's not called the Transmutation Long Gem.
It
Long
is.
gem style.
I should rename all this stuff the School of Magic and the physical description. That would be good. All right, Brackle, your phase through crystal is in your inventory.
Oh yeah. Let me refresh. Do longest crystal.
Whoa. So these steel bands of binding, they get one DC 20
Let's
strength
see.
check, and if they fail, they're stuck that way for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Okay.
Okay.
And it should be in complete transparency. That's just that creature. So other creatures could try and break them too. But
okay.
like if it's just you guys versus one creature, you can restrain it if it's not a very strong creature.
Right. It can't be bigger than huge either. So the
Right.
slime we couldn't do that with.
Correct. That'd be wild. Cool. Any questions about your new items?
I don't think so. Hey, stop knocking my
Awesome.
microphone away.
All right. Continuing southward in the wilds, Andrew, since you weren't here last week, why don't you
Mhm.
give me a D10 roll, please?
Oh, sure. Excuse me. Are you gonna keep standing up, or will you lay down? All right, just keep being in my way. Alrighty, we got a 9.
All right. Give me an additional D10. So that weather condition is actually already running. So you guys are going to have two that overlap. Then, Vern, why don't you give me a D6, please, for intensity?
That is a 9 again. Oh my god, that's a 9 again. 0. Well, 10, I guess.
6
We're, s-
Uh,
our
intensity.
sewer is so fucked.
uh, for a 10, I'm going to have you roll two.
Roll another 10, you said?
Two additional, please.
Okay.
I have
Um,
9 stats. I have 9 weather conditions, and 10 is roll two.
2 and 3.
Great. 6 is actually the best you can get, so
Oh,
not
great.
terrible. Terrible. 1, you would be in a bad spot. Right. So you're journeying through. You're continuing southbound. You're on your elephants, and not much is changing. You go past another half an hour, 45 minutes. Uh, Nothing seems to stick out to you as particularly strange or dangerous. It looks like the terrain is getting rockier rather than sandy, uh, but that seems to be the only major shift in what you're passing through. You can see on either side that there are rock faces kind of far off in the distance. The sky is still rather cloudy, but it's not. As we to refresh from last time, we were seeing some lightning chaining from cloud to cloud. It looked almost like there were creatures, air elementals or water elementals, maybe jumping from cloud to cloud. None of that is happening anymore. Things are definitely settling down in the sky and on the ground. Donovan, give me a D100 roll for me, please.
29.
Okay. With a 29, you continue. Things still look good. You go another 20-25 minutes. You're looking at an hour and change of travel in this dangerous setting with nothing really to show for it, which is how how people want to keep it. It does not look uh, terribly daunting from where you are right now. Um it is starting to get darker, though. You're journeying into the hours of the evening. It does seem for all three of you to be getting darker much earlier than would be normal. Um, at least based on how the cycle of the day was going in Kazul, it certainly is darkening up much faster than you would have imagined it would be. And as it gets darker, you realize that your line of vision is reduced much uh, much more intensely than you're used to as well. It's not like seeing in the desert at nighttime, Urzok, where you're used to the dark. You have patrolled enough times in the desert at night. This is uh, it's similar in kind of ambiance, uh, much different in how much you can actually perceive from where you are. It feels more like magical darkness out to a point. Uh, so it's about we'll say similar to right now actually. Late evening time. Um, your visibility is beginning to get a little bit foggy in, at the periphery and out past maybe 80 feet, 100 feet. Um, what are you guys doing? Is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you want to look for? Anything you want to guard against?
Can I feel like Zapdos is kind of useless, just like staying in my top hat or wherever. So can I um I'll release Zapdos and looking around since I know there was a war that was fought here. Can I have them just fly above us as we're traveling and just keep a lookout for anything shiny, like whether it be metal,
Yeah.
like the remains of another war forged, or just items, weapons,
Mm,
things.
yeah. Um. Well, yeah. Do you want to send him out like as early as possible?
Yeah,
Because
just
he
have
can
them
just
like be flying like pretty high, like above me.
all
Um,
right. Make a survival check for Zapdos, please.
Can I
for
have
Zapdos.
Kevin assist him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just gonna see you send Zapdos out, and then I'll summon the Hawk, Kevin, and advise him to assist Zapdos in his duties.
Who's
Cool.
Kevin again?
Okay, Kevin is Urzok's Hawk.
When
Hawk
did you get a
familiar.
hawk?
Well, stopped at a
In the
store, and this
city.
guy had scrolls, and
And Hawks.
one was Find Familiar.
Oh, like right before we
Oh, right.
left.
Yeah, the
Okay.
capital, pretty much.
Oh, I wasn't there for the shopping episode. That's why.
You also missed Urzok
Uh,
disguising himself as an old man and arm wrestling
Kev-
the casters.
You
My
arm
name is
wrestled
Kevin.
some
This
casters.
is my Hawk Kevin.
He was like
It just
basically
humiliated him too.
he was trying to gauge the strength of the guard around the Capitol building,
Hmm.
so he decided to go pick a fight as a commoner with a bunch of people.
Gotcha.
Arm wrestling was the way that it happened.
Roll again. Roll with advantage.
Okay, I was gonna see.
Just
I
to
wasn't
see if
sure if.
you just to see if you nat 20. Yeah. 18 is
Okay.
not bad at all.
Yeah. Especially with a +0.
Uh,
All right, we'll go with the 18.
yep.
With an 18, Kevin and Zapdos flying high above you. Um, how high are you going to send them, actually?
Sorry, wife's calling me. Um, pretty high, 50 feet. 50 feet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, at 50 feet with an 18, they definitely can see a lot. Their kind of viewpoint is much higher than yours, so their vision kind of extends out a little bit further. They they will pinpoint. Can you talk to Kevin telepathically, Urzok? 'Cause I know
Within a
Zapdos
certain
can.
range. Let me check that spell. It's a spell that and conversation that comes up so much.
I know. I feel like I know so little about it too,
At
and I
the
played a chain warlock too.
Well, that's the thing is that the warlock is what fucks it up, right? Because they
Yeah.
have special rules.
Hmm. Anyway,
Within
you
100 feet of me, I can communicate telepathically with it.
okay? So they will both channel back down to the two of you. They are seeing pockets of uh, shimmering sand within the rocks. It's hard to tell from the surface because you're looking out at a flat plane, especially with limited visibility. It's hard to find any real distinction with how uneven the ground is. But if you get up into the air, you can see almost uh, like a like a caramel swirl in ice cream. It's like shimmering bands running across the ground,
Hmm.
um, vein-like almost in nature. They all seem to be running parallel to each other, but they're not straight. So they're all kind of like across the ground, kind of weaving in the same pattern in the same direction. You are not following that direction; they're kind of perpendicular to you, so you're going across them. Um, but in the late day sunlight, they are quite shiny. They are quite shiny. Other notable things, they they would be able to pick out some strange clouds that are not made just of moisture. They seem to be um, also, some essence other than just carbon and hydrogen and oxygen up in the sky there. Uh, Not every cloud, but here and there are clouds that are either disguised as clouds or they're clouds with other substances within them. Also, out on the horizon, they would pinpoint several structures that they can see, and as they're up there for quite a while. We'll say they'll stay up there for the whole hour that you've been traveling. Uh, it seems like there are figures out on the horizon that don't get any closer. It doesn't seem like they get any bigger as you move towards them. They're always there, just out of sight. So they can make out that something's there, but it doesn't seem to get any closer. You're moving towards it at the same pace as it is moving in the same direction.
Hmm. No, strange mountains that might be blobs though, or anything like that.
Not that specifically, no.
Okay. Um. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys this. So I'm playing. I'll be really fast. I'm playing Divinity 2, right? The Larian
Mhm.
Studios game. I kid you not, where I was like days ago, I was in like a mine or a cave, and I entered this room, and there's one person in this middle of this big room, and like a light is coming down on him, and he's like, "Help, please, somebody help me!" And I was like, "I don't know." This- I'm like, "This looks really familiar."
Absolutely not.
Uh, but
It's so
anyway,
funny.
let's. I
Fuck them
when it happened, I
kids.
was like, "Oh my god, this again."
I swear I've never played Divinity. I have a knack for putting things in my games that are so spot on with other things that I've never seen or
Oh,
watched
yours
or
was
played.
better. This was just some like acid creatures like climbed out of the earth or something. So
Hell yeah, I should write for video games, is what you're saying.
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
taking from it.
There you
I
go.
should just make games. So what are you guys doing with this information? Or are you not doing anything and you're
I
still
don't want
going?
to send Zapdos out to the giant thing looming and stalking us or walking with us or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh, I should be clear. These things are in front of you. You're moving towards them. They're not behind you. So
Oh, okay. I
they
thought.
are getting
Okay.
further away. That's a point of clarity on my part. They are getting further away as you're moving, but it
Hmm.
seems like the distance is the same.
I'll have Kevin. I'll have him fly as fast as he can towards it for let's say I'm assuming it looks like on the horizon far away.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'll have him fly for 10 minutes and then come back.
What's his flight speed? Is it
He's
60?
60.
Okay. Um, What's his intelligence?
It is a 2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he will fly out ahead of everybody. I believe your elephants are traveling at 40, a speed of
That's right.
40 feet. Um, so yeah, he's a bit faster. He flies out towards the horizon in front of you, and as he circles back, you can kind of feel the connection break a little bit, Urzak, as he flies outside of um, your area of communication. He's out there for a couple minutes, and you see him appear again on the horizon, flying back to you, totally unharmed. He kind of flies back down to you and perches next to you on the elephant in the the carriage, and he'll say to you telepathically, "Kept getting smaller, never found anything."
We'll give him a ginger, like one finger pat on the head.
Yeah, it's just nuzzle you a little.
So it's all right. It's what I expected. I'll share that information with Vern.
Hmm. Do you think it's another illusion, or are we poisoned again, or?
Um, would be lying if I said I didn't have doubts about what I'm seeing now. But uh, even in the desert, optical illusions and mirages are quite common. Uh, and as you know, the longer you go without rest, the less reliable your brain and senses are as a source of information. So, uh, perhaps just something to keep an eye on, and maybe it'll go away in the morning.
Good thinking.
Also, uh, do me a favor, stand next to Peep Up for a second.
Okay, Vern stands next to Peepo.
I don't want to take a picture of them.
And now neither of you have a soul.
Now you're trapped inside my camera as Pokemon.
Hey.
uh, Urzak, would you like to share what your camera does?
It's a camera. After a minute goes
That's
by,
exactly how I wrote it.
after a minute goes by, I'll motion for Vern to come over, and it will show him the back where there's a display. I'll speak a command word, which is I have to imagine it's going to be a different word for each picture I take, right?
You can function the command word however you'd like. So if that's how you imagine it, go for it.
I'll say, show me Vern and Peep Up, and a little hologram will appear on front of the screen, and it will display information about the image. It reveals the location where the image was captured, as well as the creature's name type and any other statistics I gleaned while with the creature.
Nice.
Hmm.
What what would you glean from Peepup?
It would probably say pretty objective things. It would just say like goblin, like race goblin,
Nonverbal. Yeah.
age, you know, upper middle
Goblin age.
age, uh, skin tone, eye color, nonverbal or mute, uh, a high risk prisoner with a question mark in parentheses after it. And then Vern, it will say rich. Uh,
That's the
Brent's
first thing about Vern that
just
there's
rich. Uh, kind of mean indirectly. About that one time he said something about my tower.
Your
No,
camera panders to you and just tells you exactly what you want to hear.
no. I assume it would be more, I guess, a very objective things. It's a half elf, 6'1", age 27.
I think it was like 30, but yeah, it's
Close, yeah.
like low 30s. Yeah, but that's
Arcane affinity, draconic bloodline, brass dragon. It's either brass or copper. I always forget.
brass. You're right. Wait,
I always forget
wait.
too. I believe it's brass. I believe it's brass. It's
No,
lightning.
I think it's
I think it's copper. Now that I
I think
say
it's
it,
copper. Yeah. It's the one that the color is like yellow and green mixed together.
I think that would be
Yeah.
brass.
Copper. No,
Is it
copper. I'm
copper?
looking at it. Yeah,
Okay.
copper dragon. Jeez.
Oh,
Um,
man.
Oh wait. Well, no, it's copper.
yeah. I guess other than that, Barlos, would the camera display anything? Seeing as this is mostly Urzak experimenting with it in the moment.
Gotcha. This is meant to be an item that is totally above table. There's no reason for Urzak to know this, um, but to be upgraded over time to provide more information. I would love for it to eventually
Okay.
give like stat buffs or temporary advantages if you're fighting a specific type of monster. If you've taken enough pictures of, like, if you've collected enough data on a specific creature type with it, then you just like know
What is
stuff
that?
about it.
Pokemon Snap.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But that was my idea. It's not there yet. It's meant to be like a prototype item for you to just kind of mess around with for now. But
I was thinking of using
that's
it
the game.
for blackmail, like political espionage.
Yeah, which totally
We can
Urzak's game.
it
Right.
up over
Political
top,
intrigue.
lift it up over top that fence and that blacked out area, that political area. Just like, ooh, snap.
Yeah. If I could get Kevin to use it, just like tie it around his
Ooh.
neck and have Kevin just fly around.
Zapdos could probably form
Kevin's gotta be
himself
pretty
around that.
smart.
We have a nice drone.
Okay, now we're talking about Pokemon and cameras and Zapdos like conforming to already existing objects. Is he
Welcome to
just
the wilds, baby.
Zapdos just a what's that Pokemon that like hops into your
Oh,
Pokedex after
Rotom.
Rotom,
Is the one
yeah.
that like
Yeah,
changes becomes things.
yeah.
Yeah.
It can be like a fan or a dishwasher. Like it's so random.
Think of Zapdos as just a ball of nanotech, just micro beads that are in the shape of a bird normally.
That's
There
cool.
you go. He's a Rotom.
Yeah. What are you doing right now, Brackle?
So we finished the fight with the thing, and then we basically just continued into the wilds.
Yep.
Did we rest at all yet?
You did
take-
take a short rest, so you can take one if you'd like.
I will real quick.
Really quickly, Urzak, I'm going to
Perfect.
update you on the aesthetic of the armor that you found. It is not blue and gold with blue feathers. It is actually gold breastplate with a set of half plate armor hanging beneath it. So it is half plate, not just a breastplate, with a kind of a deep purple leather undershirt, and it is covered in a series of thick straps that feel like paper, like really thick straps that look like a dense papyrus.
Interesting.
So Urzak is riding on Simon and Garfunkel, I assume, and then Vern is riding with Peepup on bagels.
We're on the same horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me
Um,
redo the bagels.
yeah.
Let me redo the elephants, not the bagels. Hilarious. Yeah, I'll redo them real quick. Jeez.
Can elephants in your in Azura just be called bagels? That's their species name.
Gonna get a couple
Uh,
bagels.
Pasparan is a bagelodon.
I've never seen a bagelodon this close.
This is
Okay, but
crazy.
every time we talk to an elephant from now on, though, it has to have like a thick New York Jewish accent.
No.
Hey, what's my fucking smear? I need my smear. I'm a bagel, man.
You want lox with that?
Death is on
Yeah.
Ion. I'm a Garfunkel. Did we lose um Crowbar and Little Man?
They were on Simon and Garfunkel, and he got scared and ran away before the combat,
Right.
and then they came back.
Okay.
So they're not lost. They're just uh, the Lakitu is
Just following at a
picking them
distance.
from following off the Mario Kart track currently, and they're just hanging behind us.
I guess I'd just be looking around at all the scenery, I suppose. I've never been here before. Um, you know, constantly checking on Gorvesh. Make sure he's not being a little shit. Yeah, I think that's what I'd be doing. Trying to remember if I remember anything in my teachings about the wilds outside of what I already probably know as a caster and just militaristically.
Make a history check.
History. I've got 6.
Also, for ease of gameplay, I know I told this to Brad last week, but just
Mhm.
so you know, Andrew, you are moving in a grouping that's tight enough that you can all talk to each other. So you're not restricted to just talking to Gavorish or Eric.
Okay.
You can. I'm just gonna say for ease of gameplay, you guys can all talk to whoever.
Okay. 24 was the history check.
Yeah, you would know that it's extremely dangerous. Casters avoid it at all costs if they can. Um, one of the tenets that you would learn in basic training, both in the first scale and in the caster ranks, is to uh, plan for extra travel time around the wilds, if at all possible. Um, and plan to be really good at least one thing if you need to go through it. Um, it is not a place for novices in any situation. As a Even as a scout starting out, you would never have been even introduced to like the idea of what is included in the wilds at first. You would be much more privy to it as you rose through the ranks. You would know that it is chaotic and it's hard to predict what happens in the wilds because it is so magically charged. You do know that there are civilizations within the wilds that thrive
Mm.
somehow.
And the
You are
jail is
aware
in the wilds.
the jail is in the wilds.
Okay.
There are places like the prison that are kind of self-sufficient, that don't rely on external resources like uh, like water sources or things like that. It's a good prediction that any type of rainfall that you get would not be suitable to drink. Um, any standing water should not be consumed. Um, it just an extremely unpredictable and volatile environment.
Okay. One question that I don't know if any of us has asked so far: is this jail a caster sponsored jail?
I think that you would know that. It is not. It
Okay.
is an overflow facility for Kazul. Kazul is the second largest city in the. Well, I guess the capital is slightly smaller in terms of like square footage and things like that. But Kazul, as far as government goes, um, is the second largest entity in the continent. So
Okay.
they kind of deal with a lot of the prison, like established prison system for the country. And when they fill up, they send the worst prisoners, or what they perceive to be the worst of their prisoners, out into the wilds.
Okay. I was
Because if
just
they don't
worried,
make it
like,
to the prison,
yeah,
oh well. But if
right.
they do, then it's rougher conditions than within the city.
True. I was just like thinking, all right, we get to this place, we pull up, and then we're going to be put in prison because all of us are like most wanted.
No, it is not a caster facility. There are certainly casters that are being held there,
Hmm.
but they're not. It's not run by the casters.
Cool. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of what I was doing.
Great. Yeah. So you have three options going forward. You've been moving now for just under an hour and a half. Like I said, it's getting a little bit darker out, and you caught sight of the rock faces out to the sides earlier, and they begin in the very extremes of your vision. They begin to kind of narrow in as you move forward. You can see the rock formations get closer, visually get bigger, um, and you are coming upon what looks to be the lower portion of a canyon. So you are on the ground, uh, cliffs up on both sides. It's still maybe 200 feet away. It's still quite a ways off. Uh, but you see on either side um, different different weather systems on each cliff, and within the canyon, where it was the horizon, the closer you get, the darker it seems in between the two cliffs. So it seems quite uh, quite dark in the canyon area. Um, Herzak, give me a D10 roll, please, and Vern, give me a second D10 roll.
Quattro.
A 9. To the left, you see uh, what appears to be super dense fog up on the top of the left cliff, almost to the point where it's billowing down over the edges. You can still see the top of the cliff. It's not complete, um, so it's not zero visibility, but it is quite thick. To the right, it is extremely dry, almost the complete antithesis to the left. You can see far off in the distance above this cliff, lightning coming down from the sky, connecting with the ground, with the top of the cliff. And between these two, darkness. To your knowledge, this is still the correct direction that you've been going in. Uh, Hargrave is kind of directing you. She seems to have a good handle on which way is north, uh, and which way you should be going opposite that way to get to where you need to be. Um, to the right and to the left, it looks like more open terrain. Where would you guys like to go?
Mm.
Well, if we go to the right, Vern can just put his finger up and be our lightning rod, right?
Yeah, or Zapdos, I suppose.
I don't know if I want to risk it, guys, after the last time. Because it was only like a day ago, right? When I like
Yeah.
fried myself. Yeah.
Still a
So
bit lightning
first,
shy.
So
uh,
maybe head to the left.
yeah, I think that's the better option. Certainly not the darkness in the middle. Although we have 3 elephants, 3 directions, guys. We could always split up and see how that goes for us.
It usually works to our advantage.
Well, I want to do that so badly, so that next week whenever he comes back, you're just like, "What the fuck happened?"
What did you do?
3 teams, 3 different maps,
Yep.
all operating at different times.
Let's see. Let me see if I have anything for deciding stuff. Mhm.
Um, can my sending spell send to anyone that I've met?
I think yeah, you have to be familiar with them. I think that's the stipulation.
Okay.
Nope.
Let me look at it real quick.
I don't got nothing. Nope.
Yeah, creature with which you're familiar.
Okay.
25 words
Um,
or less.
guys, do you think it would be in our best interest if I send a little message to our dragonborn friend from the city? What was his name?
Mm,
Then with Orion,
Yeah, Orion. I'm
he was
assuming.
he was a lion man, a dragonborn.
Oh shoot, he was. You're right. My bad. Yeah, Lion Man. Um, Orion the Lion. This should be really easy to remember.
I don't even know
Um,
if he's a lion. He might be a tiger or something.
okay.
he was a kitty cat.
I
Something feline.
I set his race as a lion, and then Trent, in very Vern fashion, said he's not a lion, he's a leopard.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah. That's right.
So, my
Um,
mistake. He's a leopard.
How
know your
rude.
big cat species. Come on.
I know, idiot.
um, do you guys think it would be in our interest to contact him? I'm assuming unless he's always stationed in the city, he and others would have made this trek many times before, right?
Definitely ask Hargrave because she's right here.
But has Hargrave made this trek,
We can ask her.
or is she elsewhere? Hargrave,
Yeah.
how many times do you pass through shadowy valleys like this, huh?
Uh, Hargrave would go on to tell you that she has frequented the wilds, mostly on the fringe. So this is actually the furthest into the wilds that she has gone as well. She is great with directions, so she can get you in the right. She can point you in the right direction.
Is he frozen?
Yep,
Okay.
Nice.
currently.
What if he was like just joking with us and he just stopped
He's just that good.
just to mess with us?
Dude,
He's,
Trent, I'm sure you know all about this, but like there are just certain things that AI has not grasped the concept of yet.
Hmm.
Apparently AI cannot figure out what the fuck a goblin is to save
Yeah,
their life.
E-blog. I've had the hardest time with I'd be careful. Like it doesn't know what kobolds are either. Like it has a really it always makes them fuzzy. Like and like no, like some always like little lizard men. And don't even get me started with grells. I had no idea what to do with a grell. Um
It's trying to do
but
like
yeah.
the photo of Vernon peep up, and it's just like
Mhm.
keeps giving me two elves.
Here, let me I'll try. What did you type into your image generation tool? And
Oh,
I'll
it's
see how
changed a
mine.
million times.
Think that this has happened.
Okay, give me your most recent.
Vern is a half elf aristocrat posing next to a happy goblin wearing manacles.
Okay. D&D half elf aristocrat posing next to a what goblin wearing manacles?
He's a happy goblin wearing manacles.
Okay.
I still imagine that peep up smiling for the picture. But I feel like if they put manacles around him, that like he's suddenly gonna be upset because he's has manacles around him.
That's how I
Mm.
feel about Discord dropping me again. So upset. How much did you hear? Because I didn't notice you guys were frozen until like halfway through what I was
Yeah,
describing.
you were probably like a word or two in what you were saying.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, to sum it up, she has made trips through the wild several times, always on the fringe. So this is the furthest into the wilds that she has gotten. She's very good with her compass rose, so she can point you in the right direction and keep you in the right direction. But she has not seen anything like this before.
What if we send oh, I spelled goblin wrong. um
Colbin.
yeah, I wrote Golbin, yeah.
a golden. That's why it
What if
doesn't look
we
anything like a goblin.
I know we wouldn't do this in this situation. Like we're just gonna pick whatever the safest bet is, but part of me kind of wants to like release the burly guy and just send him into the shadows and be like, "You're free if you make it through," and just see what comes out the other side, if anything. Like I really am morbidly curious. Um,
That's an absolute possibility. You could
I
definitely
re-
do that.
do we have any guys? Do we have anything we can send into the shadows that we wouldn't mind not getting back, but that could still inform our decision? I don't want to send little Zapdos in there.
I
That's what
really
that's what
don't. Well, let's see.
What if I do? I think I have minor illusion or something.
If
At the
we
edge,
go
at the
ahead.
edge of the shadow, can I make a minor illusion of just like a happy, defenseless little villager, and just see if anything like tries to like nab at him or something at the edge of the shadow part?
Uh,
Or maybe I'm not
yeah.
picturing this. Is it really deep? Like so we're what? We're here, and
I
there's like
mean,
two mountains in a valley.
I'm gonna move you all to a new page.
I do have an item that could potentially generally predict what would happen.
So this is I'm gonna draw like, what your view would be. So you're coming up on like this type of thing. And you guys, the party, you are on this level right now, 200
Mm,
feet back. So you're like back here, right? In the foreground. This is where the darkness is.
Okay.
This is where the fog is. That's the smallest text I've ever seen in my whole life. Why is that so small? And this is the lightning.
the lightning is in the dark. Oh, the lightning's over there. Okay. And we're on a road right here.
It's not necessarily a road. You're just on the same plane, so it doesn't go down into the darkness. You either go straight and stay on the same level
Mm,
into the darkness, or you try and ascend up on the cliff to a lightning storm or into thick mist.
mm,
Thick mist.
rough. We is it possible to ascend with elephants? Or
You're
is
not
it
close enough to. You don't know that yet.
I didn't think about that.
well, let's
Yeah.
get closer.
Right. As you get closer, are you just gonna go straight up the middle and try and look at the darkness first, or where? How do you want to approach this place? I'll ask that as a better general question.
Um I mean just I guess straight ahead.
Okay. If you walk straight ahead, as you start, as you get about 50 feet out, 40 feet out, the darkness feels incredibly cold. You start to feel much colder. Um, Even this being kind of a rocky desert area, it feels unnaturally cold.
Well, that's not good.
You can feel from your right, uh, it, objectively increasing amounts of static. It feels like there's a charge in the air. Um, and to your left, you get notes of humidity. It is incredibly bizarre. It's like a crazy mix of weather that you have uh, not really encountered before because it's all happening at the same time on different surfaces of your body.
Hmm. Do we want darkness, humidity, like darkness, rainforest, or just stormlands? So like feel lightning will be more direct damage. Our humidity slash thick fog will be like loss of sight, I guess. And I guess the
Yeah.
darkness would be too, so
I feel like we have
I I am
too
well
many
equipped.
mechanical things in our group to go to the lightning route. I'm leaning away from there.
I am well equipped to deal with the cold, but I realize I may be in the minority for that.
um I like the warm. Let's see. What was said where?
I still think
Oh,
the
minor illusion down in the frequent spells just to see the range.
Oh, okay.
I still think the fog is the best choice, but the question is how can we get up on that cliffside?
Yeah, I mean how close do we have to go to like inspect if the elephants can
You can
go?
inspect it from here. The DC would certainly be much higher. The closer you get, the better you will be able to kind of figure out what you
Mm,
need to do.
Can I send Kevin up to look at the landscape without like
Yeah.
going into darkness?
what's Kevin's wisdom? More specifically, is he proficient in perception? Does he have any type
He,
of perception
he
bonus?
has keen sight,
Okay,
which is
like
advantage on
advantage on
perception.
perception based on
Perception checks
sight.
that release in sight. Yep. And his wisdom is a 14. And he is
Okay,
proficient in perception.
okay. Yeah. Make a perception check with Kevin, and this will be based on sight.
That's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah.
23.
Yes.
But so he flies out, and he will. He's not very smart, but he's pretty perceptive. So he flies straight into the fog. Um, he's gone for quite a bit. Again, he returns, much like before. He is completely unscathed, and he will come back to you and perch. This time, he's just gonna kind of like perch on your armor, like on your leg, and look up at you. Say, "So many trees, all dying."
I like that.
He's gonna go to the lightning side and say, "So many trees, all on fire."
So much fire.
um,
My vote has drastically shifted to the darkness.
the tree's dying. That means there's probably not creatures up there. At least nothing that needs to eat living things if it's all just kind of dead. We can try the magical darkness. Can I do my lure dancing man at the edge?
Yes. So so you journey up. Are you all journeying up within 30 feet? Because that is the range of minor illusion.
I minor illusion's just a cantrip, right? So I'm gonna. Can I keep my distance and throw a sorcery point in there and use my like distant spell to be a little farther?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that just
Uh,
to play it safe in case anything too dangerous. It's just
yeah.
one.
So what does your illusion look like, and what is it doing?
It's so I can't have any sound or anything. It has to be simple, right? And like repetitive, I think, right for minor illusion.
Yeah. So it's either a sound or an image.
Okay, it'll be an image, and it's just of a little guy kind of walking in place like a traveler, like really like smiling, kind of looks like he's whistling a little tune or something. I know he's not making noise, but just like very distracted, very vulnerable, very unprepared.
Okay. Uh, yeah. How close is he? Is he right up
Oh,
on
he's
the threshold?
right up on it. Yeah, because
Okay.
I need us to see the image, but I also need to be a little bit in the darkness so that kind of like dipping your toe in water. It needs to send ripples and make the
Gotcha.
darkness aware.
Um, you can't. You from this far away, you can't see exactly what is happening behind him, but you can see that the portion of him that is just beyond the threshold of the canyon uh, does disappear quite fast. It's not a stark like force field, and beyond the force field is blackness. But it seems like it's just gradually getting darker, uh, but very quickly. It's like a black fog essentially. Um,
Okay.
but he's fine. He if you wait it out, he lasts for the entire minute, and then dissipates.
All right, guys, looks totally safe. Black fog's the way to go.
Let's go.
What do you think, Urzak?
Um,
Can we take 10 minutes here? Let
Yeah.
me. All right, we're gonna go. If we plan on going through the Black Frog, I want to use. It might be a little stretch of it, but I want to use the Tome of Future Music again,
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
and see if like we're planning to go through the darkness. So I'll use a charge and see how this melody comes out.
And I'll look at that again. Listen to pages to reconfigure to stop. Predicts the emotional tone of your immediate future. Um, yeah. So this is a confusing thing because
Throw it up
this
on the
this
keyboard.
yeah. I wish I would if I had it set up. It's in my
That'd be,
closet. Maybe
that'd be
you
cool.
got to let me know like a couple days in advance if you're going to use this item because I would love to do that actually. Um, yeah, it is. It's a very strange type of. It's a strange piece of music. It's in a very strange meter. It's not in common time, so it feels like the music jumps all over the place. Uh, there are strange instruments. Uh, that are not common. It's not just like a lyre and a piano and a lute or a guitar. It's very strange things like uh, bells and unconventional instruments like knocking on wood blocks and things
Mm.
like that. Maybe whistles here and there. It is very unsettling. It's an eerie tone uh, for the first 5 of the 10 minutes, and then
Hmm.
almost starkly it changes to uh, from a minor to a major key. All of the strange instruments wipe away, and it's just piano and some light pan flute.
Hmm. Lovely.
And it almost feels tropical.
Okay, interesting.
And it
I
carries
Well,
that out for the back half
well,
until
you
it
guys
folds
heard it.
back up.
That sounds like, yeah, there's an oasis or something promising.
Sounds like it'll be chaotic and still unknown for
Weird.
a while, but it it says if we go through this way, we'll make it to somewhere that's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Rocco, I do appreciate your skills in ways that I can't put into words exactly, but um, it's generally kind of terrifying.
The were you saying the music tone was terrifying, or the
Yeah,
music was? Yeah, the tome itself or the music?
the music.
Yeah, yeah. The first half not great. Um, this is the only second time we've used it. Um, the first time we played it in the church, and it was a little less terrible in the front half. But I have to say the second half's promising. So to me, I interpret it as if we can forge through the difficult and unknown part.
I've never partake in uh, psychedelic drugs, but I have a sneaking suspicion I'm about to against my will.
Self-imposed war crimes.
I'm not going to say that I'm good against it, but I've built up a tolerance over the years.
It'd be the trip sitter.
Exactly.
If we get poisoned again, we always have Teth to cleanse us.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
also know Tess like the first one to freak out during the trip. So
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he would absolutely be the first one. I just have to keep charming him.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, guys, I have to head off now. But
All right.
Let me.
All right.
I want to know what you guys pick.
I think we're gonna do it. Is what I'm kind of feeling, but
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
I think it's a
All right.
good place to stop too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
good
If we
with
have a whole
stopping here.
we have a whole crew and we can tell them what we learned and see if they have any
Yeah,
other ideas.
next
Maybe.
Monday, it should be all 5 of you. So that'll be
Hey, good.
best case scenario to go through this for sure.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Cool.
Dudes.
Thanks for a good session. I appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And then we'll get more
Cool.
treasure.
More treasure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what these gray
See you
gloves
next
do.
week.
See you guys.
Yeah.
See you.
See ya.
All right. See ya.